Good morning, people. This is T from Focus Trades, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I personally set up my ThinkorSwim platform. Now, the reason I'm putting together this video is that one of the traders in my trader development group reached out to me via email this weekend, letting me know that he just opened up an account with ThinkorSwim, and he was curious how I go about setting up my charts, any indicators, and just kind of how I use the ThinkorSwim platform on a day-to-day basis as a full-time options trader. So, before we jump into the video, before I show you guys how I set up my TOS, if you haven't already, you can check out the Focus Trades group and the trader development group with a link in the description of this video. The TDG is a group of traders where my brother and myself, we work with them on a hands-on, one-on-one basis every single day, day in and day out, to help them reach their trading goals. So you guys can check that out. But with that being said, let's briefly have a discussion here about how I use ThinkorSwim. Now, as far as indicators and all that shit goes, guys, I don't really like a messy chart. I don't rely on many indicators in my own trading, so it's very clean and very simple. But as far as a daily chart goes, here's how I have my daily chart set up. Now, the first thing we're going to do here, starting with a blank daily chart, is we want to have the average volume. The 50-day average volume is very important for us as traders to pay attention to, so we want to throw that onto the daily chart. So to get the 50-day average volume, we are going to come up here to Studies. We are going to hit Edit Studies. We're going to come to this column over here, and we're going to scroll all the way down until we find Volume Average. And she is right there. So we're going to click on Volume Average. We are going to hit Apply. Oh. I'm sorry, we're going to double click on Volume Average, guys, and then it's going to drop it over here, and you want to drag it into the volume column. We then click Apply, and boom, there we go. There's your 50-day average dollar volume plotted at the bottom of the chart. So we want that on any one of our charts, whether it be daily, hourly, etc. So make sure, guys, you're adding the volume average to any given chart you're looking at. So once we add that, we're going to hit OK. Now, like I mentioned, I don't like to use a bunch of indicators and moving averages, but as far as the daily chart goes, I do like to use the 15-period SMA along with the 50-period SMA, simply as a gauge for a stock's current trend, to identify good entry points, as well as to identify potential shifts in momentum and trends. So to add the 15 and the 50-period simple moving average, we are going to hit Studies, Add Study. We're going to come down here to moving averages. We're going to come down to simple moving average. Click on that. Right, and that has added one moving average to our chart. Now we need to set this moving average to our guidelines. So we will right click that, click Edit Study. Let's make this first one our 15-period moving average. Let's change this to green. All right, let's make it the dots. And then once you got your 15 SMA however you want it, you're going to hit Apply. Hit OK, and now we've got the 15-period moving average. Now to add the 50, we repeat the process: Studies, Add Study, Moving Averages, Simple Moving Average, and it throws another one of those bad boys on there. We will right click, Edit Study, want to change that to the 50, and let's make this one yellow. All right, we're going to hit Apply, hit OK. Now, I'm not going to go into detail, guys, on how I personally use the 15 or the 50-period SMA, but again, these are the two indicators, the two moving averages I throw onto my daily charts. That's how you go about doing that. Now, once you've got your daily chart all set up with the two moving averages and with the 50-day average dollar volume, you want to be able to save this. That way you can upload these settings at the click of a button anytime you want. So once you got that all set up, we're going to hit Studies, and you're going to hit Save Study Set and save this under whatever name you want. You will click Save, and then anytime you're flipping through charts, if you want to load up quickly the 15, the 50, and the 50-day average dollar volume, you just go up there to Studies, click on that given one, and there you go. Now, one tool that myself and a lot of the traders in our family use is ATR. ATR is the average true range indicator, and that just gives you a reading of how much any given stock has been moving up or down over the last 14 days. This is important for picking price targets, for getting a sense of where you want to take profits, and things of that nature. So, in my opinion, guys, the best way to look at the ATR is to come over here. So on ThinkorSwim, if you click this little tab, it opens up all this good information, but down here you've got your watch list. Now, you can dump in whatever given names you're looking at into your watch list, and to add the ATR, what you're going to want to do is click the little gear icon. You then hit Customize, And then you see this column over here, guys, you're going to want to hit ATR. You're going to hit add item. Now I've already got it, but you'd hit add item, you would hit OK. And now anytime you dump a name into your watch list, in the far right hand corner, you're going to get that ATR, average true range reading. So right now, AMD, based upon the last 2 weeks of price action, any given day it's moving about $1.48 to the upside and $1.48 to the downside. So on your watch list, guys, you hit the gear icon, you click customize, you go dump in that ATR, you hit OK. Now anytime you put a name there into your watch list, you're going to have the ATR reading right there in front of you. Okay, guys, now when it comes to day trading, or just really being able to get a good feel for a stock's intraday price action, this is how I set my charts up. And what you're going to want to do is click on the flexible grid tab, right? So you've got charts where you can look at one given chart, but when we click flexible grid, this gives us the ability to add different charts. And I refer to this as a 4-pack, where we're going to have 4 different charts on one screen. And this is really important for us as traders to get a feel for the bigger picture intraday price action of the market as a whole. So once you hit flexible grid, guys, you're going to come up here and you're going to click this tab that says show grid action. You are going to click that, and we are going to hit customize grid. And now this opens up the ability here for us to add different charts to this one screen. So to build your 4-pack, you're going to want to click this one to add a chart above the previous one. And then we're going to want to click this icon right here, add one chart to the right. We'll come down here, we will do it again, and now we have got our 4-pack. Now as far as indicators or anything like that goes, when it comes to an hourly chart or just looking at an intraday stock or intraday price action, I don't use any moving averages, no indicators, just the candlesticks and just the volume. So you can see, guys, it's nice and clean here. I don't have any grids, just a plain black background with the candlesticks. So to get this, guys, I'll walk you through that, right? Now we want our volume, so make sure that you're hitting edit study. Make sure you are coming down here towards volume, average. Right, we're going to click on that. Remember, drag that into the volume column, hit apply. And this is what I want on my hourly charts, whether I'm trying to day trade or just get a feel for a stock's intraday price action. So what we're going to do to build our 4-pack is let's go dump in a few different names over here. All right, let's dump in Baba. Let's dump in Tesla. Get rid of some old notes from last week. And let's dump in Netflix. Now, I'll show you guys on just one of these charts how you can make it nice and clean, nice and pretty, and then you can go and repeat the process for the next 2 charts. So to build our 4-pack of hourly charts, we're going to want to hit on the daily icon. To change the time frame, I'm going to change it to an hourly chart. All right, and now you got all this gray, we got all this crap behind here, guys. We want to make it nice and clean, nice and pretty. So first thing we're going to do here is let's go ahead and hit edit studies, and let's just quickly add our volume average. And you're going to want to do this for all 4 of these charts. Double click that, slide it up to volume, hit apply, and we got that. So make sure you do this for every one of your charts. You always want to be able to see the average volume. Now to get it nice and clean, guys, we're going to hit chart settings. And the first thing we're going to do is go to time access. Now when you hit time access, you want to unselect all 3 of these. All right, so get rid of those, hit apply. Next thing you're going to want to do is go to appearance. We are going to unselect grid. We are going to change the background to black. We will once again hit apply. Now we're going to come up here to equities. You want to have show extended hours trading session on, but you can unselect highlight extended hours trading session. So you click on that to deselect it, hit apply. And now we've got ourselves a nice, pretty clean chart with no busyness, no indicators, no moving averages, just good old price action and good old volume. So now, guys, repeat that same process for the next 2 charts, and then we've got our 4-pack. All right, so we've got our 4-pack of charts, guys, right? All right, guys, so we've got our clean 4-pack here, no moving averages, no indicators, just good old price action and the volume. And now we want to be able to save our 4-pack. So you guys, once you get it all set up, you're going to hit studies, and you're going to come down to save studies set, and I like to call this the 4-pack. So you save that as 4-pack. Now anytime you open up flexible grid, if you want to open this up, you just hit that icon right there, and you will see your 4-pack right there. So the reason, guys, I like having this 4-pack is that for day traders or just for watching stocks on an intraday basis, it's important to be able to look at just more than one chart. You don't want to get caught up in looking at the one stock that you're trading, because as a general statement, stocks in the market tend to move in sync, and we tend to just simply follow the direction of the indexes. Where if we look at Friday afternoon, the SPY begins to dump, and so does Apple, and so does Micron, and so does AMD, right? And so does Nvidia, and so does Facebook, and so does Google, and so does Amazon, etc., etc. Having a 4-pack as you're working throughout the day, it allows you to not get caught up in the one chart of the stock you're focusing on, but rather you get a true feel and a good insight into what's going on across the board. If you're sitting here looking for a bounce in AMD and you notice that Micron is dumping and Amazon is dumping and the SPY is dumping, that gives us a sense that this is a market-wide move and not so much just a little bounce or a drop rather, in the one stock that we're looking at. So this is something I always preach. We call this the bird's eye view. Have 4 different charts up at once. You can get a much better feel for the market as a whole on an intraday basis. So that's it, guys. Nice and simple, nice and clean. And again, as far as my daily charts go, I have the 50-period moving average, I have the 15-period moving average, and then I just have the average 50-day dollar volume. Simple as that. For my ATR, I like to add that over here into the watch list tab. And again, you just hit the little gear icon, you're going to hit customize, grab ATR, dump it in there, and anytime you put a name on your watch list, you're going to get that average true range reading. And for day trading or intraday purposes, I like to have my 4-pack. No moving averages, no indicators, nice and clean. That gives you that bird's eye view. So pretty simple stuff, guys, but for me personally, as a full-time options trader, I like to keep it simple, and this is how I have my charts set up on the ThinkorSwim platform. Hopefully this is helpful to some of you guys. If you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you haven't already, subscribe and rest up today. A new week is ahead of us. Let's kick some ass and let's get a little bit better this week.